So if you've been living under a rock, you may have not heard that Lovable just came out with a revolutionary update where they're now introducing Lovable Cloud and AI. That's right, they're building in cloud infrastructure and an AI backend so that you can now vibe code an entire app or all of those things that you would have needed to connect to third-party systems or APIs or something like Supabase. You can now do all of it in Lovable. If this doesn't make a lot of sense, don't worry, we're going to jump right in. I have not played around with this very much because I've been waiting to make this video so that we could see if I could build something using the new Lovable Cloud and AI features in just a matter of minutes, or maybe I'll just fail miserably and you can watch me fail in real time. So this is a live build out where I'm going to take an idea and I'm going to vibe code it into hopefully a fully functional web app from scratch. And we're going to do this together. Now, all I know is I have an idea for a web app and I want to see if I can build it in just a few minutes with Lovable Cloud and AI. So what is Lovable Cloud and AI? You can go check it out on the website. But as you can see, this is the next iteration of Lovable, because the issue with Lovable is that they're trying to be this simple all-in-one vibe coding platform where you don't need to dig into the code, but yet for a lot of the things you wanted to build, you needed a database, or you needed some way for users to log in, or you needed API keys from OpenAI or from Claude so that you could have some type of AI functionality. Now those are things of the past, because now with Lovable Cloud and AI, you can use all of those infrastructure features directly from Lovable instead of having to connect to third-party systems. So as you can see, you can hit the ground running, build AI native products with Lovable, no coding experience required. They're going to handle all the AI complexity so you don't have to. You can stop wasting time, and you can pretty much build whatever you want. Content summarization and analysis, integration with Nano Banana, and I actually was watching the live stream for the launch of Lovable Cloud and AI, and they said that one of the most popular things people are building with it right now are Nano Banana apps. That's pretty impressive. You can also do sentiment analysis and classification. You can do document search and QA system. You name it, you can build it. This is something that literally just came out, so this is the worst it will ever be, but this is the future of vibe coding, if we want to call it that. So anyways, let's jump right in and let me start with the idea that I have for this web app. And again, this is all just me coming up with this idea. I have not practiced it at all, so I don't know if it's going to fail, but you're going to get to watch. So my idea is I want to create an app that lets me generate bedtime stories for my son so that we can pick different combinations, almost like a Mad Libs, and it will generate the bedtime story, and it will also generate some images to go with it. And I want all of that to be interactive, where it has different prompts or different starting templates. What, like I could say, I want a dragon who's going on a quest to do XYZ, and I want it to create a dynamic story. And we're going to see if it can do that in a very beautiful, simple web interface that's colorful. And we're going to see if we can connect it all so that Lovable Cloud and AI is handling the back end of that system. So we're going to jump right into lovable.dev. If you have not signed up for Lovable yet, absolutely go sign up. It's free. I'm going to put my link below. Make sure to use my link. It's a great way to support the channel, and you can jump right in and start using Lovable absolutely free. So we're going to go to lovable.dev, and I'm just going to start prompting it to build this app that I had an idea for. So if you know me, you know I don't like to type, I like to talk. So I'm going to talk my way through this prompt real quick and we will get going. Now, one thing I noticed right here is it says here, Supabase has moved. You can now select Supabase product from the plus menu on the left. Okay, so that's good, because we don't want to use Supabase for this. Supabase was the third-party backend that Lovable had integrated prior to the creation of Lovable Cloud. But now with Lovable Cloud, we don't need Supabase, so it's just one less thing to worry about. So I clicked on that little notification and it went away, but you can add it back in if you want. So by default, Lovable Cloud auto-enables when you ask for it, but we could also put it back in if we wanted to use Supabase down the road. I don't really know why you would want to. I think Lovable Cloud is the way to go. Anyways, let's get to the prompt. Please build a web app that is bedtime stories for all different types of topics, from dragons to race cars to anything you can imagine, in a very Pixar-esque style, very colorful, very light, and easy to use. And it needs to begin with some prompts, such as a dragon goes on a quest to do XYZ, and there should be some drop-down menus where I can select the different components, and I should also be able to personalize it with names and locations of the people and the places in the story, maybe even some favorite colors or things like that. But I want it to be super simple, and I want it to generate a short bedtime story as well as an image using Google Nano Banana for the image. And again, this should all be very kid-friendly and Pixar style. And I want it to just be an easy to use experience where you don't have to log in and you could just generate these stories and just have fun with it. Let's see what happened. Okay, there you can see the prompt. Now this was totally unrehearsed. We're gonna see if this can actually get built using Lovable Cloud and AI. This would have been something that I would have been able to build the basic landing page for in Lovable, but I wouldn't have been able to get those AI components working prior to this new feature. So we're gonna hit enter. We're gonna see what happens. Now, if you know about vibe coding and the whole vibe coding movement, there's a lot of different strategies for prompting. So obviously, if I wanted to do this for real and build something truly professional, I would put a lot more thought into that prompt. I would probably use ChatGPT to create the prompt and then drop it into Lovable. I've had a lot of success doing that. But in this case, I just wanted to sort of challenge the system as much as I can and do something right off the cuff where I'm truly vibe coding, where I'm just literally talking to Lovable and seeing what it comes up with in one shot. So you can see here it says I'll create a magical bedtime story generator with a vibrant Pixar style design. Let me set up the AI backend first, then build a colorful, playful interface. That's pretty cool. And here you go. It says, let me enable the backend and create this magical experience. Do I want to enable cloud? I'm going to say enable or allow. It says I've approved the action, and let's give it a little time and see what it comes up with. Here you can see another prompt where it says, do I want to enable AI? And it was auto approved. So that's good. And now it is using Google Gemini models, which are actually free at the time of this recording. Now, eventually you're going to have to pay on a credit basis, but they do give you some free credits both for the cloud and for AI. And my understanding is that the cloud credits are much more generous because it doesn't cost as much to Lovable to provide them. But when it comes to AI credits, because Lovable has those hard costs that they have to pass on to you, and tokens for AI usage are pretty expensive these days, they are not as generous with those credits. But depending on when you watch this, their pricing may have changed because Lovable is growing extremely fast, and it seems like they're just changing on a daily basis. So make sure to check out lovable.dev. Make sure to click my link so that you can get your account with Lovable opened up so you can start vibe coding your own app. And here we go. It took just a few minutes and we have this amazing first draft from a single prompt ready to test. It says bedtime stories, create magical personalized bedtime stories in seconds, choose your character, pick an adventure, and watch the magic unfold with beautiful Pixar style illustrations. So let's create our story. Main character. Let's go with, they have a lot of good ones here. Let's go with brave astronaut, and let's say solves a mystery. For story location, let's put in Port St. Lucie. Favorite color, let's go with blue, and let's go 5 to 6 years old. Generate my story. Let's see what happens. Holy cow, look at this. So in just a few seconds, now we have a personalized story with an image. That's the coolest part. So I'm assuming this is using Nano Banana or some type of Google-based image generation tool on the back end. We see we got the astronaut and we have Jaden's magical adventure. Lay back, little stargazers, and let's drift off to a place where dreams shimmer like the finest pixie dust. Once upon a time, nestled in the sunny town of Port St. Lucie, lived a very special boy named Jaden. Jaden wasn't just any boy, he was an astronaut, at least in his imagination. I'll let you read the whole story, but this is incredible. So not only did it get the overall design down, I wanted something that was Pixar-esque, but it generates the image, it personalizes the story just like I wanted it to, it creates a short story, and as you can see, you can go in and you can prompt this to continue iterating. It doesn't have to stop here. That's the beauty of Lovable, is that we one-shotted a simple concept, but now we could add login features. We could have collections of stories. We could maybe even do stuff with video if we wanted to, because now you're opened up the whole world of this cloud backend and all of that infrastructure, and most importantly, this very powerful AI infrastructure where now you don't need to go to a third party. So just imagine what that would unlock. There's just so many things you could come up with. This was just the most random thing I could think of that actually is useful, because I do like to read stories to my son, and we're always trying to figure out what stories to come up with. And we used to just do this with ChatGPT, which is kind of boring. This is so much more fun and engaging, and you could probably come up with a million other ideas for your business, for your personal life, all of it using Lovable Cloud and AI. So you don't need to be a developer. All you need to do is check out the link below, go to Lovable using my link and set up your account. It's free to start, and there's a credit system where if you do upgrade, I think I'm paying like 20 bucks a month, but it is so worth it because I've used it to build a whole bunch of very practical things for my business. And as you can see, you can build cool, fun stuff like this as well. So that's going to do it for this video. If you have other questions about Lovable, go ahead and put them in the comments. And of course, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already for more AI and marketing tips. And I'll see you in the next video.